It was exactly midnight. Dark clouds loomed in the sky and rain was pouring heavily. From behind the mountains in the distance, the rumble of thunder echoed as if the sky was about to split open. In the midst of the rain, a bus was slowly moving down a deserted road, but suddenly its engine stopped. The driver tried hard, but the bus wouldn't start. All the passengers began waiting there. Among the passengers, a young woman named Serea stood up impatiently. Her village wasn't too far, so she decided to walk the rest of the way. To escape the rain, she took a lonely side street. On both sides of the street stood tall, ancient trees, their branches intertwined above, forming a kind of roof under which the darkness seemed even deeper. The wind rustled through the leaves with an eerie whispering sound. As she walked, Serea noticed an old hut in the distance, with a flickering bulb glowing outside. When she got closer, she realized it was a roadside eatery. She stepped inside, and the room smelled faintly of dust and decaying wood. Behind the counter stood a tall, thin old man who was staring at her in a strange way. Serea ordered a cup of hot tea. While handing it to her, the old man quietly said, "Don't take this road tonight. They don't let people come back." Serea asked in surprise, "Who doesn't let them come back?" A faint smile appeared on the old man's face. "You'll see," he said, lowering his gaze. When the rain lightened, Serea resumed her journey. She reached a deserted bend where fog began to spread ahead of her. The fog was so thick she could barely see 10 steps ahead. Suddenly, she saw the silhouette of a man in the fog. He stood completely still in the rain. No umbrella, no raincoat, nothing to shield himself. As Serea got closer, the man slowly raised his head. His face was completely drenched, his eyes bloodshot, and his lips blue. "Where are you going?" he asked in a deep, echoing voice. In a trembling voice, Serea said, "I'm going to the village." The man gave a faint smile and said, "I'm going there too. Let's go together." After a while, Serea realized she couldn't hear his footsteps. Her heartbeat quickened. She glanced back slightly. The man was walking without touching the ground. She quickened her pace, but he kept up effortlessly. Suddenly, he said, "Don't go straight from here. Turn left." "Why?" Serea asked nervously. The man lowered his head and spoke in a soft tone. "Ahead is my home, and I don't like being alone." Serea instantly started running. The rain and fog blurred the path, but she kept going. Running, she reached an old, large house. The door creaked open on its own. A faint golden light glimmered from inside. To escape the rain, she stepped inside. The air inside was unnaturally cold. The floor was covered with old carpets. Faded paintings hung on the walls, and in one corner stood a worn rocking chair, swaying on its own. Suddenly, the same man shut the door behind her and stepped in. In a slow voice, he said, "Welcome, you're safe now, forever." Climax. Serea stepped back and her eyes fell on an old photograph. In the picture, the same man stood there, but beneath it was the year 1932. Before she could say anything, the man's face began to turn into dark smoke, and he moved swiftly toward her. Lightning flashed, and everything was swallowed by darkness. End twist. The next morning, the old man from the roadside eatery stood outside the house. He saw a new photograph hanging on the door. It showed Serea, eyes blood red, lips blue, and beneath it was the year 2025.